Hey guys, it's the Interior Auto Mechanic. Today we're going to be replacing the ECU in our tracked focused Yaris. It's going to be right back there. It's the thing I'm zooming in on right now, right there. We are going to be replacing that with the FTG Tuning Reflashed ECU. This ECU raises our REDLINE to 7,500 RPMs. It adjusted the fuel tables and made timing adjustments for higher octane fuel. So all that being said, we should be able to see some more power. Again, this car's never going to be fast. I can't stress that enough. It's going to be quick is what we're shooting for. Quick, fun, and reliable, which those things typically don't go well together, but I think a Yaris can make that happen. So anyway, first and foremost, before we get into anything, I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to this video's sponsor and pretty much this little Yaris build sponsor, FTG Tuning. They were gracious enough to discount the tune on, or the reflash on the ECU for me. And if you guys can support them, if you're needing, if you've got a Yaris that you're looking to get tuned, they will ask for the part number off of it, which you can see very easily right there. There are certain ones that they are not able to tune. However, there are quite a few that they are able to tune. So just reach out to them. All of their information is right down in the description down below. And please support them because they support our channel, as well as Fumoto. Again, huge shout out to them. Thank you for the oil drain valve so far. I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm sure the ECU from FTG will be no exception either. Should be a lot of fun and should hopefully see a little bit of power gain. So before we change out our stock ECU for the reflashed one, we're going to do some 0 to 60 times with the original ECU, and then also we're going to do it with the tuned ECU as well, or reflashed ECU. And yeah, I'll do 3 pulls and we'll have them right after this, and then I'll do 3 pulls once the new ECU is installed. Alright guys, so we are getting ready to do our 0 to 60 test on, this is the stock ECU, basically stock motor, stock intake, stock exhaust minus the muffler. I just wanted to be able to do this on like an entrance ramp. I've got my Torque Pro set up over here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to be driving, so if you can't, I'll read out, what the 0 to 60 time was and max horsepower, and then what it's showing on RPMs. Anybody coming? So we'll just pull out real quick and do a little launch, I guess. Entrance ramp. I've just got to wait and make sure there's no vehicles coming behind me, and then we'll reset our 0 to 60 timer and see what we can do. So I got a couple trucks coming up, and then I think there's a pretty clear opening coming up, so I'll go ahead and go. Our third and final 0 to 60 test with our stock ECU, stock wheels, stock tires, stock intake, stock exhaust minus the factory muffler. And then the only other thing that we're missing, we don't have back seats, and this is all on 93 octane gas. So I don't think there's any cars coming, so we should be able to ease our way out here and do a little 0 to 60. Alright guys, we are back at the shop now. We've let the engine cool off for about, I'd say probably 30-40 minutes. It's pretty cool outside, I would say probably right around 40 degrees. So, you know, lay your hand on the valve cover type of, you know, it's a little warm but nothing crazy. We are going to be removing the ECU, which is right back here. There are 2 nuts. There's one there. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Make it a little easier. So there's one right there. And then there's also another one right there. The sun's shining right on it. So those are your 2 nuts. And there's one bolt that is right above the other nut. I'm not sure if it'll pick up, but it's right there at the top. There we go. Right there. We're going to take those out, unplug our ECU, and do our test again. But first and foremost, we need to make sure that our battery is disconnected, and that way we don't have to worry about shorting anything out. Alright guys, so we got the new ECU plugged in, all installed and everything. The battery's hooked back up. This is pretty much the moment of truth. This ECU should not be coated, so we shouldn't have to run into anything, you know, as far as getting recoded to the car. So yeah, here is the moment of truth. And it will have to relearn how to idle and everything, so we'll see how she goes. Well, so far so good. Fired right up, no problem at all. Sounds good. So, maintenance required light was on. Obviously, that's just the oil change reminder. So, all the other lights and stuff, those were on. Well, doors open and the brakes on. So, and I don't have my seatbelt on. So, other than that, yeah, everything looks great so far. So we'll take her out here in a little bit and see how she does. Okay guys, so we've got our tuned ECU in, or reflashed ECU in, on the same entrance ramp and everything. Looks like we should be able to pull off here and be able to do our 0 to 60. Just because this is kind of a entrance ramp that it will have some cars coming behind us, so it should be good to go now. Alright guys, this will be our 3rd and final pull on our tuned ECU. Wait for some people to come by. All right, good to go. Thank you very much to FTG Tuning for the ECU discount and letting me use your product and kind of showcasing it in your you are in this video and kind of, you know, taking a leap of faith with our channel. I really do appreciate that. Something else that I want to say, the reason why I bought an additional ECU was so that if I ever wanted to convert this car back to stock, I would have one. Also, I didn't want the car to have any downtime. And I know that sounds crazy, but back when I was planning this, I was actually driving the car a whole lot more. And then it just kind of got put on the back burner, unfortunately, due to, you know, the pandemic and everything else that was going on, plus just things that come up in life. Also, going forward, anything that I do modification-wise to this motor, this is all on me. FTG told me way up front that, you know, they wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable tuning the ECU with, you know, injectors and intake and this, that, and the other, all the modifications that I'm wanting to do. So this is all on me. I'm being the guinea pig. I feel like this tune will definitely help us make some good gains, and I think the other mods will help as well. Like I said from the get-go, I don't think we're going to make a ton, you know, a crazy amount of power, but my goal for this car is just to have something that's fun that we can take to the track and, you know, just have a fun weekend and have something that's reliable and quick. It's not ever going to be fast, but it'll be quick. Hey guys, so I'm back at the shop and I'm just editing the video right now. And what I did, I went and watched the ECU, like the OEM ECU video, and there's our first, second, and third runs. That's basically, I set a stopwatch, and when the 0 to 60 would start, I would hit it, and when it stopped, I would hit that again. So 9.65 seconds, 9.38 seconds, and 9.28 seconds for an average of 9.436 for our 0 to 60, and then for our FTG ECU, 9.1, 8.82, and 9.31 for an average of 9.076. Obviously, I can't tell you, since our Torque Pro isn't that great. Since it's just with Bluetooth, I can't tell you exactly how much horsepower I gained or anything. I can tell you the car feels quicker, and it definitely revs higher. The REDLINE should be set somewhere right around 7,500. Obviously, I didn't go that high just yet because I am wanting to do BC valve springs. That is possibly something that we'll be doing early next year. But yeah, I wanted to get this video in, show, you know, that the FTG ECU, in my opinion, it's worth the money, especially if you're planning like track day or anything like that. That little bump, I know it might sound crazy, but like 1,000 extra RPMs when you are flying around, you know, cones, or whether that be an actual track, that can help you to where you're not having to downshift or upshift or whatever it may be to stay in a, you know, certain rev range. So yeah, I would highly recommend the ECU. If you have a Yaris, message them. Their information's right down below. I've probably said this in the video already, but thank you again to FTG, and yeah, support them because they were gracious enough to support us on this build. So thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video, and good luck on your project.